Everyone's heard the hype. XRP, HBAR, Algorand, XTC, and others are ISO 20022 tokens. But here's the truth. ISO 20022 never even defined what a digital token was until now. And two official European Central Bank and Bundesbank documents and a changelog document from 4 central banks in the Euro system, we can see the European financial system is quietly hardwiring tokenization into the same infrastructure that already moves trillions of euros every single day. That's right. European Central Bank and other central banks in the Euro system just hardwired digital tokens into ISO 20022 via change request. Buckle up. I want to set the stage here. ISO 20022 has tons of misconceptions in crypto before we get into these document finds that I discovered today somehow. ISO 20022 is the messaging language used by banks, central banks, and securities systems. It doesn't move money itself. It's the format that underpins systems like SWIFT, Target2, T2S, and TIPS. For years, crypto communities and crypto influencers and crypto whatever have stated that certain coins were ISO 20022 compliant. In reality, ISO 20022 had no place in its dictionary for digital tokens. But in 2025 and today, we are very much so aware that that changes. All right, so this first document I want to share with you guys, and bear with me because I have notes here. I stumbled across this morning. This is a ISO 20022 message unfreeze strategy. I'm going to do something very similar to what I've done in the past here with some of these deep dive finds. We took the liberty through Genfinity of breaking a lot of this documentation down for you guys. Europe upgrades ISO 20022 to support digital tokens and blockchain wallets. Explore how this shift transforms financial messaging and prepares the 1 quadrillion euro target system for tokenized assets. And we know that ISO 20022 obviously global. So in this European Central Bank's ISO 20022 message unfreeze strategy, this is this document right here. We scroll down and we find T2 related messages requiring update in June and November 2026 releases. So these are releases that are going to go live next year. Again, most of this document, really boring, covers upgrade timelines for T2, T2S, TIPS, and the ECMS collateral system. But hidden inside Annex B is change request 1374 for T2S, which is right here. It reads, update financial instrument quantity type to report on digital tokens and reporting messages. I'll read that again. Update financial instrument quantity type to report on digital tokens and reporting messages. This is the first time the European Central Bank formally includes digital tokens inside ISO 20022 messages for its core market infrastructure. Let me go back to this. So this led me down a deeper rabbit hole here. The deeper rabbit hole ties into this document. Now, to get to this document, you have to go into the ISO logs. I was looking up the change requests as we found here. This is change request 1374. Okay, I found this document. This goes over change request 1373 and 1374. And I'll go through some of this here. I'll scroll down so you guys can kind of see that I'm not lying with the Genfinity article and that I actually found this stuff. But anyways, as I get into that, let me get my bearings here. Let's look at the second document, 2024/2025 ISO 20022 maintenance change request submitted by Bundesbank on behalf of the Euro system. You can see down here, this is produced by 4CB. These are the 4 central banks in the Euro system. So these are where the requests are coming from. Part 3, this is stating in the 1373 section here, and here we are. Alignment of T2S messages with SNR maintenance. I'll go back down into the Genfinity article. All right. All of this is directly through the Genfinity article, by the way. All this stuff that I'm reading to you right now, or trying to navigate through, we've broken down for you guys so you can see all of this right in front of your face. Digital assets. have emerged as a new security type, states right within the document. And T2S messages must be updated to include blockchain addresses and wallet identification. It goes further in the 1374 section. Here, ISO messages are upgraded to a new data type that includes a token unit field with explicit rules for digital token unit and usage. In plain English, ISO 20022 messages can now report securities and balances in tokenized units. Why this matters, why this is such a big deal. Um, this isn't just crypto, influencer or big account narrative hype about 7 or 8 different tokens. It's that, which is a nonsensical viewpoint. It's much bigger than that. T2 settles around 1.8 trillion euros every single day. T2S securities processes about 700 billion euros every single day. Tips, instant payments can handle tens of millions of transactions per day in under 5 seconds. These are the financial backbone of Europe, and now they're being upgraded to handle digital tokens and blockchain wallets natively. So some of the imagery within here, just so you can see, 1373 description of the change request, and I pulled this directly from this document. The above messages are impacted by this change request, adding a new qualifier and format option for a blockchain address/wallet identification, included in an MCR published on ISO 20022.org. Digital assets. Origin of the request coming from Deutsche Bundesbank on behalf of the Eurosystem and the 4 central banks of the Eurosystem. Proposed implementation has this update data type with token unit. And then we can go down a little bit further. Purpose of the change: alignment of T2S registered messages with approved change requests. In recent years, digital assets have emerged as a new security type. Members of security maintenance groups have expressed a request to enhance existing messages to include those new instruments rather than creating new ones. While securities reference data and collateral management naturally fall into securities domain, it may be surprising to find out that intra-balances messages in this change request as they belong to the cash management business, blah, 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 blah. Also within here, so this is from this same exact document, the new issuance account would look like this in addition to a blockchain address wallet. All right, let me get back through some of this again. Big picture: European Central Bank upgrading messaging standard to include digital tokens. ISO 20022, as we know, is a global standard. Bundesbank and the 4 central banks are aligning T2S messages to accept blockchain address and tokenized units. Together, this creates the foundation for tokenized bonds, tokenized funds, tokenized collateral, all flowing through the same rails as traditional finance. And this all lines up perfectly with EU's DLT pilot regime. And the European Central Bank's experiments with exploratory cash tokens and a wholesale central bank digital currency. We're watching the financial plumbing of Europe and the world be rewired for tokenization and digital assets with documents like this. The old narrative is too small. I've fought against some of these narratives in crypto a bunch of times. Let's settle this. Debates. Crypto wasn't ISO 20022 native before, but it is now. This standard, as we've seen today, is being extended to support digital tokens, wallets, and token units. It's more than hype. It's the start of integrating tokenized assets into Europe's 1 quadrillion euro annual settlement system and the world's. Retail communities hyped ISO 20022 compliant tokens like XRP, XLM, ALGO, HBAR, XDC, and that's great. But that was never true. ISO 20022 didn't ever define digital tokens at all. At best, those projects were messaging compatible, or the platforms underlying those different digital assets were messaging compatible. They met the standard for ISO 20022. That story was narrow. Saying that there's 8 or 9 cryptos that are ISO 20022 compliant is small potatoes. It's implied, a handful of coins were chosen and everything else was excluded, which is the exact opposite of the point of crypto in general. The reality is much bigger. The European Central Bank, Bundesbank, the 4 central banks in the Eurosystem that participated and requested this change request are basically telling you that the entire system globally is being rewired. Digital tokens are now officially part of ISO 20022 messages as of 2026. These change requests, I believe, I think it's like June 2026. Yeah, 2025 626 T2 change request. Blockchain wallet addresses are now valid identifiers alongside securities accounts. Token units are now considered and recognized as financial instrument quantity types. This isn't about 5 to 6 coins. This is about all tokenized assets being able to plug into the same financial plumbing Europe and the world already uses for trillions in payments and securities every single day. As I've already mentioned, the scale just in the Euro system that we've mentioned here that's being upgraded. T2, 1.8 trillion euros today per day. T2S securities, 700 to 800 billion euros per day. Tips, millions per day, less than 5-second settlement. Why this is transformative. This isn't about is XRP compliant or not. This is about tokenized bonds, funds, and collateral moving across T2S. Wholesale central bank digital currencies or tokenized settlement money moving across T2. Blockchain wallets being recognized as official accounts. This is institutional tokenization baked into the rails of the system, not just crypto speculation. So yes, it's much bigger. The ISO 20022 coin meme is small potatoes. The reality is that the world's most systemically important financial messaging standard has been upgraded, as we've seen today, to carry tokenized assets directly. It's a paradigm shift. Instead of a few compliant coins, it's the entire financial system becoming tokenization ready. Again, you can check into all of this and do your own due diligence and look through the documentation that I found this morning. All of this is on genfinity.io, all the way from this message on free strategy document, the first document, and then deeper down the rabbit hole. I will note to you guys when you go to find this document, it is not in a PDF. You have to go and actually download a docx document on ISO 20022's website. You can advanced search for this though, and I'm sure you will be able to pull it up. Again, so that you guys know that this stuff isn't just me randomly creating narratives. This is all directly right within this document here. You've got change request 1373 and you have change request 1374. Let me find it real quick for you guys. Yeah, 1374, alignment of T2S messages. Submitter Deutsche Bundesbank on behalf of the Eurosystem and 4 central banks. You can see the contact persons. The sponsor is Swift. Alignment with the latest version. Related messages all in here. Description of the change request. Yeah. Digital token unit. That's 1374. 1373, even bigger. Submitter again, Deutsche Bundesbank, on behalf of the Eurosystem and the 4 central banks of the Eurosystem, target 2 securities, Swift sponsoring. The above messages are impacted. Blockchain address / wallet, digital assets. You can see former and newer. And purpose of this change, alignment of T2S registered messages with approved change requests on the securities maintenance releases. In recent years, digital assets have emerged as a new security type, and members of securities maintenance groups have expressed a request, et cetera, et cetera. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought that these are some pretty interesting finds today. Again, not just about individual cryptos. This is about the entire system being updated. It's interesting to see the digital token stuff and the blockchain wallet stuff directly injected into some of these change requests within ISO 20022. Again, I think these changes don't go into effect until next year. I want to say June of next year from looking into this. So hope you guys enjoyed this. All this information is going to be on Genfinity. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys when I talk to you. Thanks.